If there's one thing that unites Americans, it's devotion to the Constitution. There is an argument as to how it should be interpreted, but really the 9th and 10th Amendments are there for us to understand how it should be interpreted. The 9th Amendment tells us we should interpret it loosely in regards to individual rights, and we should interpret it strictly in regards to the powers of the federal government. One of my favorite lines from the Constitution applies directly to us as Alaskans. It is Article 1, Section 8, Clause 17, and it says that the federal government is entitled to own no other property than the District of Columbia, forts, arsenals, dockyards, magazines, and other needful buildings. So this means that the 60% of Alaska that's owned by the federal government is openly unconstitutional, and that calls into question what on earth were we thinking with the Statehood Act when 80% of Alaskans accepted that as a condition for statehood. That's the reason why we're in the mess we are. Now the forts can stay because that's in the Constitution, but every national park, every national wildlife refuge, every national forest, every national monument violates the Constitution. I want Alaskans to decide what we should do with this land, not somebody in Connecticut or New York. In 1990, I ran as a conservative Republican, and I knew that the government that governs least governs best, but I have to admit, I was only in an embryonic stage of understanding how the Constitution should be followed. That's what this campaign is going to have to be about. We need to return to the Constitution in order to help solve our problems.